achatitungamira zvakanaka. Irodare takara nemadzimai ose apfuma kuti chamisa uyo imari achatitungamira zvakanaka. Dare takara nechidiki vapfuma kuti chamisa uyo imari achatitungamira zvakanaka. Dare takara nemadzibaba ese apfuma kuti chamisa uyo imari achatitungamira zvakanaka. Dare takara Zimbabwe yese yapfuma iye chamisa uyo imari achatitungamira zvakanaka. Kupinga vapfuma, kukwekwe vapfuma, kukokwe vapfuma, zengeza vapfuma, mukomba vapfuma, kuti chamisa imari achatotungamira Zimbabwe. Kumbizo vapfuma.
You can start here. You can start here. Hello, you can start.
Good morning, good afternoon, Zimbabweans. Thank you so much for joining us. We are live on your favorite program, Patare Namambo Soswe. And I know we are live on Change Radio Facebook, and we are also live on Change Radio, the radio itself. And we are also connected to Koma Yuda's page. And we are also live on Change Radio YouTube. Those who are joining us from Zimbabwe, thank you so much. I know you are live on Change Radio. Just click the link, those who have it, and you'll be able to get what we are talking about here. We are live here talking to Tendekai, a young Zimbabwean who has made history here, and you'll be able to hear all from him. Let me cross over to Michigan, where Tendekai is best. Tendekai, please take a few minutes here to greet our viewers and listeners across the world.
Yes, well, thank you so much for having me on your show. For those who do not know me, my name is Tendekai Mawokomatanda. I am a 17-year-old senior at the Interlochen Arts Academy. I'm a first-generation African-American from Zimbabwe. Both of my parents are from Zimbabwe. My mother is from Mutoko, and my dad is from Mutare. And I have won my election as Speaker of the House for youth and government, which is the highest position in that house in the Michigan legislature. So I am providing change and being a light to those in need, if you will, to those who need it.
You can go ahead, Tendekai, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. My name is Tendekai Mawokomatanda. I'm a 17-year-old senior at the Interlochen Arts Academy up here in Northwest Michigan. I have recently won my election as Youth Speaker of the House. It is the highest position in the Michigan legislature. I preside over 150 delegates in that house. I am solely responsible for setting the debate and setting the forum for that house. So it's truly an honor to be in that position as a Zimbabwean and making change, and hopefully allowing others to be in that position soon.
Wow, what an achievement! What an achievement, Tendekai. You know, even now I can't even fathom to think and imagine how you got to where you are today, because obviously you have made history as the first Zimbabwean to, you know, attain that position. Can you just walk us through, you know, what you went through? How did you start all this? How did you get involved? You know, just walk us through how you got to where you are today. Well, it looks like we are having a connection problem there. Tendekai will come back, obviously, but this is a young man who is based in Michigan, a state here, one of the biggest states in America, and he was just appointed or voted House Speaker for the House in Michigan. We're trying to reconnect here with our young man. You can't believe it, that he's just 17 years old, and he has ascended to that very huge position, very demanding position of House Speaker. And he's going to walk us through everything that they're doing in Michigan. I know that they actually sit in their what we call parliament in Zimbabwe, if I may put it that way. But here it's a house, and they actually sit down and make laws, you know, debate issues in the country, pass laws, and make sure that you know, they become law as well. Tendekai, are you back? Okay, we're waiting for him to connect. Memo Mayuni, congratulations, young and then young man Lungilo B Zulu says congratulations at Tendekai, and we have Sophia Tekwani in Sweden saying well done Tendekai, so very proud of you. Ernest Vuraya usually say Chief Shoshe, please let us know where you are logging in from, and please, if you have any questions to ask Tendekai, just put them in the comment section. We'll always be referring back to you so that we can have a discussion here. Tendekai is back. Thank you so much. Tendekai, you were just telling us your journey, how you got to where you are today, because this is history that we are facing here, that a Zimbabwean, a young Zimbabwean, has been, elected House Speaker. How did you even get involved with this? Is politics, right? Go ahead, Tendekai.
Yes, sir. Can you please repeat the question?
Yes, I was just saying that you have just made history as the first Zimbabwean to become House Speaker in Michigan. Can you just walk us through how you got to where you are today? This is politics. How did you get involved?
Certainly. So certainly as a youth, it's very uncommon for you to be involved in local politics. So what I have to do is, like any other candidate, I have to file with my Secretary of State and file the papers and run for that office. So I decided to run this past summer in July. And after that, I went and started my campaign. So with my campaign, I started learning about how to speak in public, how to decide what my policy is and my structure as Speaker of the House in my campaign, and to also learn my like any designs that I would need and going on from there. So learning so having that in my background, and also having friends who are involved in politics in my home state of Georgia and in this state of Michigan, I was able to learn from them on how to run a good campaign on unity and coming together as one. So that I believe that is how I was able to get to this coveted position in the House, and to be able to work with one another to win this seat and to be a leader in Michigan.
Wow. So tell us exactly, what do you do when you are in there? Do you just get around as youth? Do you discuss anything that can be, used nationally in the country that is helpful to the state of Michigan and maybe to the, American populace? Tendekai, did you hear my question? Susan Hungwe, congratulations, son. Lirox Manix Maumbe, congratulations for keeping our flag high. Indeed, the young man is keeping our flag high. You can see him there. He's with the minority leader in the House, in the House, the actual House of Senior People. That's Mr. Yusuf Arai. He is with our young man here, the one we are talking to. You can see there, with the senators from Michigan. You tell us all about this, but we are having connection problems, but we'll get him. That's him right there, young man making history. Can you hear us now, Tendekai?
I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so I was just, asked the question here about what exactly you do. People here would want to hear what you do. Is it just, youth, jumping, playing around and discussing issues? Do you discuss policy? Do you discuss issues that can be, that are made into actual law?
Yeah, certainly. So Youth in Government is a very, very, very serious program. We are funded actually by the state and federal government. And so part of our objectives is to get the youth out to participate in democracy. So last year when I went to the conference, I wrote many bills. I wrote 8 bills. And within those 8 bills, one of those bills was on fixing government transparency. And from there on, I introduced the bill, and it passed the House, the Senate, and governor's office. And there are many other youth in that position, just like me, who are passing legislation that would actually benefit Michigan. And many of those people, like me, go on to the Michigan House and Senate, and they end up actually passing those bills through the state House, just like mine, which will be passed in January, hopefully, if we are able to get a bipartisanship deal to go through the House and Senate. And so youth in government is just essentially a program where youth who do not have a voice are finally able to speak out and be heard by their peers, and to make their communities a better place, and advocate for themselves and their families and their friends, to ensure that they are being heard, not just on the House floor, but on a national-wide issue, as these bills are just fixing their communities within.
Wow. Wow. This is awesome. To those who are joining us, we are talking to a young man in Michigan, Tendekai, and he's talking about how he became House Speaker. Tendekai, can you tell us? Can you tell our viewers and listeners here? Did you go through an election? Were you just appointed, or you had to fight an election, just like all the senators and the House reps here in America go through? And how many blacks are in your house?
Yeah, for sure. Are you able to hear me and see me?
Yes.
Gotcha. So currently there are 4, or last year there were 4 blacks in our house, and I don't think there were any African Americans in our Senate. So being a leader within youth and government as a black man shows that we as black people, we have the power to make a difference, even though if it's on a smaller level. And me being elected to this position as an African American will show the world that we are able to accomplish anything despite the stereotypes and the systematic racism that may be put in place in government.
Wow. Let's go to our comment section and hear what the people are saying here. Susan Ungwe has already said, congratulations, son. And we have Yuda Ibrahim. Congratulations, son. Nicholas Munumtapa Vamada. Thank you so much from Philadelphia there. Congratulations to our young men, Tendekai. Those who are here, please, I urge you to share this video with as many people as possible. We are live on Change Radio YouTube, and we are live on Change Radio, the radio itself. I know there are hundreds of people that are listening on the radio station, and we are also live on Change Radio, the Facebook. But let's share this video so that as many people as possible can see the milestone achievement of one of our own. And that's what we are celebrating here. Going back to Tendekai, do you have any significant bills that you have passed? What has been the experience like? Do you think you will run for office one day when you grow up? Because you've already made a good start. Maybe we'll see the first black Zimbabwean in the state or in the House or in the Senate as we go. Just walk us through your experience as you debate issues there.
Yeah, for sure. So one bill, so I mentioned previously that I'm working on the government transparency bill. And this is a bill that is meant to increase government transparency, because in the state of Michigan, we do not have any current legislation that is going to increase government transparency. So I wrote a bill that last year, and that bill passed. And currently, this year, actually next year in January, it'll be officially introduced to the Michigan House of Representatives, where it'll be actually passed through a real congressman and a real senator into the governor's office. And so the experience that I felt was, it was definitely a lot of work, because you are trying to work with people on both sides of the aisle. So you are working with Democrats, Republicans, Independents, those in the Green Party, Libertarians, and you are trying to create, I guess, a coalition, if you will, to pass that legislation and to ensure that it gets to the governor's desk. That way you can advocate for your people and see that you have got your agenda done. Now, about running for office, I hope to run for office in the future. I hope to become an ambassador to my home country, Zimbabwe, since that is where my family is from, and I hope to, in my position as ambassador to Zimbabwe, I hope to hold leaders accountable and to ensure that Zimbabweans are being advocated for, and that Zimbabwe can be the best of its ability as I serve as ambassador, and also improve our relationships with Zimbabwe and SADC to improve ourselves.
Wow. Zimbabwe does have talent. I think you can see it for yourself there. This is a young man who has made history right here in the United States of America, in the state of Michigan. He has ascended to an almost impossible task or post to become House Speaker for the Youth Michigan House. And you heard him here confirming that he hopes to run for office, as he grows up. But, starting at 17, this is just awesome. And we are proud of you, Tendekai, for what you have achieved. And we're going to come back and hear more about what Tendekai can share to the youth here in America and the youth in Zimbabwe. We're going to take a short break here and play one of the videos from Tendekai as Tendekai goes about doing his work in Michigan. History being made here in America.
Government class, the Youth in Government program allows students across the state to learn about the legislative process in a hands-on way. Interlochen Arts Academy has its own delegation, and 2 students are getting very involved with it.
They're going above and beyond the program's expectations. You at 6, 9, and 10's Emma Hug found out how they're campaigning and what issues they hope to address.
I was born in Venezuela, and so being in this country for me is inherently political. My mother always showed me that it was important to get in contact with your local representatives and with your mayor, and I grew up in a household that was really, really involved in politics.
Students at Interlochen Arts Academy are gearing up for an election.
Wow, that's a video there showing. Okay, I think it's still playing.
Going.
Well, you can see there that's a real house. Some people might think that this is just a youth program, but this is serious business. You could see, the setup there, just the same setup that we see in the House and in the Senate right here in the United States of America. And of course, in Zimbabwe, we see the same setup when our members of parliament sit. So this is something that is real, that is happening, and we are proud of this young men. Folks that are here, please let's share this video with as many people as possible. And moving on, Tendekai, I want you to just talk to the young people first, those who are in the, here in the USA, in the diaspora and beyond. And then I want you to just address the youth in Zimbabwe. You are a young man who has done well for the youth. Someone will feel inspired by what you're going to say.
Yeah, certainly. So to my message to those who are watching both home and abroad, I want you to know, do not give up on your dreams, and to always be passionate and advocate for your community and friends. I'm a 17-year-old Zimbabwean here in the US, and things have been difficult, yes, but I have always, always been fighting. I've sent over 500 emails to members in the state house and Senate and governor's office just to try and get one bill passed. I have sent over many emails, I've sent many texts, and I've sent cards to those asking for their support in my campaign. I've given so many speeches, I've talked in front of huge crowds. I have been running around all over the place just to gain support. And I am now proud to say that I'm now Speaker of the House for Michigan. So I do not, if you have a dream that you think that is just impossible, do not give up, because just know that there is a way to get it done. It might be hard, it might be difficult, but as you can see with the picture now, I was still celebrating with my friends. But even though the journey may be hard, I want you to know that it is certainly not impossible. And as long as you are putting in all of your work and you are just trying your best to get to your goal, eventually you are going to end up to a place where you will settle, where you are very happy. And I'm very happy to be in this highly coveted position in the Michigan House of Representatives, and to be a leader in the House and to set the standard and to set the rules for all the delegates who will be under me. So that is what I hope to give to the youth, to never stop fighting and to always, always, always try, to never, ever give up.
Wow, powerful, powerful, Tendekai. I think those who are listening, you can hear the confidence that the young man carries. And that's the reason why you saw him celebrating in one of those pictures with his friends, because he had gone through an election. And obviously, there are speeches, like you heard him saying, that he has made many speeches, campaign speeches included in there. And I've no doubt that you just blew them apart. And you're blowing people here apart. And we have Ernest Burayai from Johannesburg. We're saying congratulations, Tendekai. Emilia Mag, congratulations, Tendekai, watching from Maryland, right here in the United States of America. Redox Maumbe, congratulations for keeping our flag high. Indeed, the flag of Zimbabwe has been, flown high, and of course, the flag of young people all over the world is being flown high by a 17-year-old. But now we want to come back home to familiar territory, Tendekai, and ask you about, here in the United States, are you aligned to any political party in the USA? I know that's a difficult one and people will not want, but I just want to know, are you because we have in the House, we have people that are from different political parties and some are independents, and let's just hear where you are.
Yeah, certainly. So I consider myself as a moderate conservative Democrat within the Democratic Party. So I'm right in the middle, a little bit closer to the center. But that is because I believe that with this party, with the Democrats, I have seen a lot more change and a lot more progress within the Democratic Party versus others, like the Republicans, Independents, Greens, or any other parties. My congresswoman from back home in Georgia, Lucy McBath, has been excelling in her job. She has passed legislation that has given our district more federal aid than any other districts in the state. Our governor up here in Michigan is protecting the rights of women and civil rights in the state of Michigan. So we are, so Democrats, I believe that if I were to run for office, I would run as a Democrat and hopefully continue the legacy that they have created for me, and to continue that and to go on from there.
Wow. And Tendekai, I'm sorry, I'm going to put you on the spot again here from the United States of America to Zimbabwe. What, do you follow Zimbabwean politics? I know you were born here, and you're cultured here in the United States of America. But like you said, you said you are proudly Zimbabwean, and you are proud to be, a Zimbabwean. And I was speaking to your father. He is actually in Zimbabwe right now. Do you follow Zimbabwean politics, and what do you make of it?
Oh, thank you for the great question, and hello to my parents who are watching, and my father who is back home, Baba, who is back home in Zimbabwe. But yes, I do follow Zimbabwe politics a lot, and especially African politics. I follow, for example, the news of Hopewell Chinono and the newly formed CCC party, and Nelson Chamisa and his optimism. I follow news across the region, for example, the new impeachment hearings of South Africa. I follow Ghana's economy and how they have been decreasing. I've been following the new president of Zambia, Hakainde Hichilema. I've been following the news of Nigeria and how Buhari is ending his term and how they are hosting new elections. I've been following the news of countries like Ethiopia and Somalia and the war that is currently ongoing there. But Zimbabwe politics has a close spot to my heart because my family was on my grandfather's side. He was involved in politics, and I think that runs through my blood. He ran for a member of parliament. I think it was back in the 70s. I'm not sure when, I'm forgetting, but he ran to be a member of parliament, and he was also an advocate for democracy and showing that we as Zimbabweans deserve human rights and also liberation as well. And then that carried down to my father, who ran protests in South Africa to liberate them from the colonizers in 1996, and to ensure that South Africans have freedom. And he also became a local advocate for them as well. So Zimbabwe politics is very special to me because these days on the news, I'm seeing a lot of news pertaining to different political opponents, the opposition in jail for example, Job Sakaya, who is now in prison for 170 days now. Nelson Chamisa, who was hunted down by ZANU-PF. You have Hopewell Chinono, who was thrown in jail, I believe last year, just for simply publishing a story. So my background here is that after the January 6th insurrection in the United States in Washington D.C., we cannot have anything like that come over here to the U.S. and we must protect democracy, but we also must influence other countries to ensure that they are treating their citizens safe, and to ensure that people have the right to vote and the right to speak out and the right to practice their religion without being hurt or even killed.
Whoa, wow. You are a 17-year-old, but you're speaking like a 40-year-old. Your understanding of the issue of democracy and human rights is just blowing me apart. I know a lot of people are watching soccer right now, but this is a very important conversation that we are having here. And I know even after this discussion, after this video is ended, after this discussion is ended, I know a lot of people are going to tune on and just watch this, because what you just said there, Tendekai, is very revolutionary, especially coming from a 17-year-old. And I salute you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And it looks like it runs in the blood. The people in your family that come from your family, you've run for parliament and they've been fighting for democracy and human rights. And we are seeing that in you right now. I'm going to ask you another, off the cuff question. You mentioned Nelson Chamisa, what he's doing and what you're doing here as a young man and we have another young man in Zimbabwe who is trying to change the way things are in Zimbabwe. What message would you give to Nelson Chamisa right now as a youth, as a young man?
As a youth, if I could meet him, I would tell him to never, ever, ever stop fighting. Nelson Chamisa, if you ever get to watch this, I want you to know that you are becoming a change maker, from going from the NDC to CCC and creating change, and to influence those to vote in Zimbabwe and to increase voter turnout. You are becoming a star in Zimbabwe and across the world too, as you are gaining worldwide recognition for your works and human rights and defending them and keeping them in Zimbabwe. So my word is to you is to stay positive, even though things might not be going your way. For example, me, I have not won every single election in my past 17 years of living. I've lost some of them by a huge amount. And I know that the Zimbabwe courts tend to rule in ZANU-PF's favor because ZANU-PF is corrupt like that. But I know that with your optimism and your support with CCC, I know that you are going to be able to continue to influence those to vote and to one day lead us to victory. So hopefully 2023, we can see as a newly branded yellow Zimbabwe that will work for all of us and unite us all as one. So thank you so much, Mr. Chamisa, for giving me the optimism to run for this seat and for you to continue to be a leader in Zimbabwe and to show others that even if the odds might be against us, even if it might seem difficult, as long as we are trying, as I said earlier, if we are trying, we can get the job done.
Wow. Zimbabweans that are listening, everyone who is here, who is listening, you just heard here, a piece of advice, word of advice are being given to Advocate Nelson Chamisa by a young 17-year-old Tendekai Maoko Matanda, based in the United States, who has just recently been voted House Speaker in the Michigan Youth House. And I felt it when you were giving out that advice. It's advice that the president himself, President Chamisa, should hear, and I'll make sure that I deliver the message that you just delivered right now off the cuff. And now, as we finish, Tendekai, please just give us your last words, to the people of Zimbabwe listening here, those who are in the diaspora and those who are in Zimbabwe. That includes your parents.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time to interview me. But before I go, I just want to give one message to those who are watching both in Zimbabwe and the diaspora here in the US and my parents abroad is to never take an opportunity for granted. If you see something that you want, run and again. Run for Speaker of the House on the basis and the principle of uniting together as one, and we accomplished that. And I'm when I go to the conference and when I bang my gavel next year or a month from now, I hope to unite each other as one. And I hope that you will all do the same and become united, even though we may share our differences with each other. Sometimes we may not get along with each other. I want you to know that unity is key to creating success, and that you are choosing who you want to be with, which is your family. And you should really care for your family and always take care of them and unite with them to create a force that is so strong, which is what Nelson Chamisa is doing, which is what I am doing, which is what you are doing, creating a community on this platform to unite us all as one, as a diaspora of Zimbabweans who are watching Zimbabweans excel, not just in Zimbabwe, but across the world. So I want you all to unite as one and become get together because I believe that in the future we will for surely be the strongest.
Wow. This is really mind-blowing. And Nicholas Munumtapa Mada in Philadelphia is saying, yes, Chief, I prefer to watch you and Tendekai over soccer, as we know that Argentina is playing right now, and Brazil has just been knocked out of the World Cup. I was crying before I came to this interview because I had betted, about $500 on Brazil, but it has just been knocked out. But we're not worried about that right now because we are celebrating one of our own, young Tendekai Maoko Matanda. We just want to thank you for your achievements, for what you have done, for your country, for what you have done, for your family, the Maoko Matandas. I know your parents are watching right now. I want to thank them for allowing us to have this interview with you. I was speaking to your father when he was in Zimbabwe, a very wonderful man, and your mom, they've taught you well. Thank you so much for allowing us to have an interview with your son. And I know the Americans that will watch this video right now, and after that, they will know that they have an asset. So you are both an American asset and a Zim asset. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And we'll be getting in touch with you so that we see your progress, what you're doing there, the laws that you're passing there, and of course, where you're going to be going. But I prophesy that you are going to become the first Zimbabwean-born senator or House representative here in America. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless your parents. God bless Zimbabwe. God bless America. Thank you so much, our viewers and listeners, for watching. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. For